Bafethu sekunendoda apha eseyinezithole ezenzayo against uGeneral Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi wethu. Hayi ke igama lakhe nguKelvin Mathibela, ubonakala eyi-owner ye-security company kwelaa cala laseDurban. Izitholo zakhe ke zifaka ingathi kunamayelenqe awenziwayo befuna ukuzama ukumbulala, implicator loo nto uGeneral Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Hayi kwehlisa nje amaxhala kuni, sekephendulile uthe hayi uprepared yena into yoba azidifende ukuklina igama lakhe. Mos wayetshilo nakuMadlanga Commission wathi nje hayi nabani nje ofuna ukhipha izitholo ngegama lakhe angaziletha, hayi as long as ene-evidence enanto yonke hayi uzaziphendulela. So nje akanalo nje ixhala linjalo, so sekephendulile phansi kwezitholo ezi. So le nto ibonakala ingathi lo Kelvin lona ingathi uyiqale kwi-social media space platforms zakhe, and then kwakhona i-journalist ethile eyam-approacha kwaba ne-interview. Nanso ke i-interview yakhona uyalibalisa ke libali into yoba enye yezimini uke wafonelwa yisister yakhe but wangayiphenduli ifoni. Kufike amapolisa, wabala ke into yoba kwakufike different units esipoliseni qha. Umphazamisa ke ngoxa ke vele nje akhethe igama le-PKTT etshilo into yoba kuzithi kukhona i-different units. That's okay. Kutheni kuzawukhethwa na i-PKTT kwi-units esithi zininzi? Hayi ke watsho uba kwi-units ezazi different zifike lapho hayi ne-CCTV ke zikhona ama-footage apho kubonakala kufika khona ke amapolisa ayegacile wona. Uthi ke isister yakhe yazama ukumfonela wangaphendula ifoni. Akaphendula ifoni nje because 10 minutes prior le call ka sister wakhe ukhona umuntu waseke emfonele emonisha into yoba ingathi kunabantu amapolisa azafika enze ingathi ezama ukudubula namapolisa bamdubule ngathi kuzafika amapolisa ambulale ngendlela engathi njalo. Hayi ke wathi ke wadecide ungayiphendula ifoni. Hayi yabuza i-journalist curious futhi nami ne wabuza i-journalist into yoba okay ngubani lo muntu lo wakufonela. Uniphazamisa ke ngoxa ke zathi hayi i-reliable source yakhe. Yabona uthe xa sithi reliable source kwavele kwathi qhatha uBrown Mkhwanazi noPholo Solomon Mosi ngamagama wabo labo no-Minister Senzo Mchunu. Ndithe ndisacinge njalo hayi bekwathi gqi eyakhe ipicture yalo Kelvin Mathibela eme no-Minister Senzo Mchunu. Nanso ke apho nayo ndiyifakile ipicture yakhona. Hayi ndaphazamiseka nje kancinci nje uba ithini into. Ningalibali kaloku ngoku sesikhabela ezipalini, so kulula into yoba ubani nabani bazame nje ukumdiscredita kwayena uGeneral Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi ngoba sebebona into yoba hayi ibholi ezipalini ngoku. But ke hayi sekephendulile uGeneral Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi wathi hayi uzazidefenda. So ndingekho sure into yoba naye uzaba ne-interview okanye uzathini into yakhe. But lo mntu lona ke ngoku ibikhona into engathi requesta into yoba ayo-appeara kuMadlanga Commission. Sikhona nalapho besithi ngathi uyi-businessman yena ongathi onobudlelwane be-ANC. Ndaqonda uba kwekho hayi, so ikhona nje into engathi njalo mele siyilindele. But ke enye nenye sizayiva, especially xa nayo uGeneral Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi seyifike kuye seke ngumuntu othe uzazama into yoba athini aziphendulele. But wayetshilo wathi welcome nabani ufuna ukubiza izitholo ngaye hayi angaya nakuMadlanga Commission as long as ezasithetha istori sakhe eze ne-evidence. Hayi asinangxaki yaloo nto, siyafuna nje futhi ukumva into yoba uzafike athini uMr lona. So kukhona lapho etshilo ke into yoba kwezinye zento zakhona kwezi case uba simane silwa nabantu basesipoliseni bem-intimidate bemane bemharasa uze une-claims akazenzile e-high court ezamamiliyoni ezifaka yona i-SAPS leyo. Etshona ke ngoku uGeneral Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi esithi ke ngoku yonke le nto uGeneral Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi uyenza ngendlela yokusebenzisa isikhundla sakhe em-intimidate emharasa phansi koba uGeneral Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi ngathi khona enye ifamily eyi-competitor inoba phaa kuma-security companies wona lawo ke akanobuhlobo ubudlelwane nayo uGeneral Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. So wasithatha wasisa kwisibhedlele esithile apho kwake kwathi ngathi kwakungabhatalekanga ingathi abasebenzi bakhona ndacingela inoba zi-security zasingabhatalwanga ezakhona. Then ke ngoku abakhona inoba ubustrike inyana kwanyanzeleka kufonelwe enye ke ngoku i-security company uma mayize izonceda. Kwabizwa yena enguye ke uKelvin icompany yakhe. Uthe lapho wafumana ikholi from kwi-taxi owner because uthi into yakhona ingathi ifaka nama-taxi owners kwi-taxi owner leyo eyamgrogriza ngento yoba awufuni into yoba kuze kuchitheke igazi apho. Ngokungathi ke ngoku kwakungamelekanga into babe uyanya kweso sibhedlele eso. So ingathi ikhona nje into nokwenza even umbango we-tenders ezo. So ikhona nje into but uthe xa ke sitsho wanikhumbuza nje into ethi since ke ngoseke sithi uGeneral Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi singathi unobudlelwane because uthe akasebenzisani only maybe nabo security owners yabo qha unwabo nobudlelwane nama-taxi boss. Ndakhumbula mhla uGeneral Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi sithi kuma-taxi owners ase-KZN madoda sininqandile ngo-1 no-2 no-3 nangamameli nenza u-1 no-2 no-3 uba ngaba nifuna ukulwa nitsho madoda uba nifuna impi silweni once. So sokuchiwe ke kuthiwa unobudlelwane nalabo but nje uGeneral Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi wethu sekethe uzaziphendulela silindele ukuva but nawe uba ngaba bayakhona basengamthatha nje bamfake khona apho kuMadlanga Commission alibalise lo bali lakhe eze nane evidence yakhe echola bani echola uGeneral Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi but nje ndivele ndonyela xa ndibona ipicture yakhe no minister Senzo Mchunu.
Currently what will have happened is that the police, numbers of police, different units, PKTT, there were also members of DOC unit and other units as well. It was a well mobilized operation whereby these guys, they came there, they were pointing guns at my house, and they found my sister in that house. And when they found my sister, they were saying that they came to arrest me. They've got a warrant of arrest. Then can she call me? And my sister tried to call me. And as my sister tried to call me, I didn't take that call, Zanda.
Okay.
Mainly because 10 minutes prior to, I got a call to say.
From who?
My reliable source.
Okay.
Who called me and informed me that there are police coming to assassinate me, under the pretext that I failed to cooperate, and therefore I shot back at the police, which is their modus operandi. That is a well-known modus operandi.
I mean, it's chilling to hear him describe what sounds like him being just inches away if he had been on the premises and been caught up in that raid by police and the Hawks. What I will say, and the PKTT, what I will say, Zianda, is that the story seems simple in one way, in that this family, who is essentially in competition with Calvin Mathibeli in the private security industry, does it then mean, if all of these allegations are true, and this other family has so much pull to effect a fake warrant of arrest to involve the political killings task team, that this family is then in control of certain arms of law enforcement?
I mean, this is precisely what we're even looking at when we're talking about the allegations that are being looked into at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry.
Right.
It's the influence and infiltration of the criminal justice system. But now, Mr. Mathibeli turns it on its head, and he is actually accusing the man who actually stood on the podium on the 6th of July 2025 of doing the very thing that he actually brought to the fore before the South African public. In fact, I want us to reflect on something else that Mathibeli says, because he does speak about this influential and powerful family whom he claims Mkhwanazi is doing the bidding for in KwaZulu-Natal. And I'll give you the context of where he believes things might have come to a head insofar as him being a target of this consistent intimidation and harassment. So you are claiming that General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, the KZN Police Commissioner, is doing the bidding for private security firms that are your competitors in the province, which is why you are saying you have a target on your back. Am I understanding you correctly?
Not only that, including very notorious taxi people. He doesn't work mainly for these private security sectors. He's working with taxi people that have been targeting me.
Who are those people?
Well, for now, we didn't want to mention people's name, but there are people whom have been bullying me as well, myself as well. The same people. They've tried. There are a lot of hits that have been put on myself. I can count a number of those, whereby one of the most recent one, which was plotted against me, was for me to be assassinated there was assassination planned on the 15th of May 2024 by the same people.
So he speaks about this particular family, and in the interview, Michelle, he gives an example of this intimidation where he says, there was once a crisis, and it's well recorded, at RK Khan Hospital in KwaZulu-Natal, where actually there was an issue with the security firm that was there before, Mafoko Security Services, where they weren't able to pay their staffers, money. And so this created a crisis in the hospital where they actually had to bring in emergency services. And he says that he was then brought in to come and stabilize the situation where it's a government hospital, it needs to be secured. And you'll get the detail in the interview at 1:30, but he basically tells the story of how it seemingly that crisis was created an opportunity, of course, for some, and it was clearly earmarked for this particular family to take over this contract. And he says he received a call from one of the family members of this powerful taxi family, and who asked him what is he doing there, and he explained that I've been brought in to stabilize the situation. And basically this person told them that akafuni chitheki gazi, in other words, to loosely translated, they don't want any blood to be shed. So this is the example that he gives of the levels of, one, tensions within the private security industry, which I think is also a branch that has been explored within the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, but the vying of, for contracts, tenders, and the likes, and how there's a nexus with, the government, potentially politicians, but also even now potentially the South African Police Service. Now, Michelle, it's important that I reflect this because as we were about to do the interview, as you can see that coming up board on the side of our screens, I then received a call from General Mkhwanazi as well. And I had a brief conversation with him, and this was in relation to the raid last Friday on the 13th of Feb. He wanted to know what was going to be happening. I said there's an interview, and this is the nature of the interview, but also the raid. He says he is, and I'm going to try to pull up the quotes. I'm trying to get my mind correct. But he said, and I jotted it down here, he is willing to, he's vowed to defend his reputation because he feels that Mr. Mathibeli has now directly, implicated him.
Their operation, they even secure. One of the bully who at some point will even want to tell you must marry probably. Because the problem is here. My problem sometimes becomes my clients that I'm protecting. I've got a couple of clients that are the victim of the police in KZN. That happened Mkhwanazi is able to issue an instruction to kill people. Some of their operation, they even secure mortuaries before they go into operation because they know that what happened is that they are planning to go and kill.